action. It is scheduled for one fall. First, team number 1, accompanied by Commissioner Rich Ross from the Ross family, Aaron Stride. His partner, the IWF American Champion, Travis Blake. Travis and Stride in the ring. Commissioner Rich Ross on hand. Kevin Knight at ringside, joined by the Outlaw Shane O'Brien. Now, what was up with the looks and the daggers that you guys were giving me at the opening of this month's edition of the webcast when I announced that I'm going to challenge Rich Ross the re-election for the commissionership coming up in November? There needs to be a checks and balance system here in the Ross family. Don't you think, Outlaw?
Checks and balances, yes, Kevin Knight. But shocked is what I was.
Well, you may have been shocked, but, you know, we're going to have that big debate coming up next month where I will debate Rich Ross right in the middle of the ring as to why Kevin Knight would do better as the leader of the Ross family and as the leader of the IWF. And their opponents in this tag team match, the team of Chris Steeler and Dangerous Dan McGuire. So can we get a little secret as to who you're thinking you may vote for coming up in November?
I'm gonna hear both sides of the story from yourself, Kevin Knight, and from the current commissioner, Rich Ross, before I make my decision.
Well, we will debate later on this month at Evil Intentions Weekend on Friday night, October 20th, here at the IWF Center in West Paterson. But right now, our fellow Ross family mates are in action as Travis and Aaron ready to take on Dangerous Dan and Chris Steeler.
And what a tag team Travis Blake and Aaron Stride made.
Travis Blake, the current IWF American Champion, locking up with Dangerous Dan McGuire, former junior champion and a former tag team champion. Big leapfrog by McGuire, follows it up with a drop kick right to the jaw of the American champion.
He's getting beginner's luck here. Beginner's luck in the beginning of this. So
Chris Steeler comes in, picks up where Dan left off, has the armbar applied on the left arm of Travis Blake, who escapes the armbar, goes for a hip toss, but he's countered with a monkey flip by Chris Steeler. Steeler again goes back to the arm, and our American champ of the Ross family not looking too good here, Outlaw.
Well, right now, all the things and the time of the matches just changed.
Aaron Stride in. There you see Rich Ross in the corner of the Ross family in this tag team match. And you know, some of the plans and schemes that the commissioner has come up with over the past few months have not benefited the Ross family well. You know, I think Rich was the one who erred in that handicap match we had last month with Shawn Donovan in September at Fall Brawl Weekend, when we should have brought that heavyweight title back to the Ross family. And that's something I'm going to mention in our debate coming up this month at Evil Intentions.
Getting back to the action, you can start seeing why Travis Blake and Aaron Stride are working cohesively as a unit, as Aaron Stride held the arm.
Travis Blake should be concentrating on his opponent and not be worrying about the fans here at the IWF Center. Look at this guy.
He's not worried about the fans. He's just bad-mouthing his opponent.
Well, I think it's that lack of focus by some of the Ross family members that's hurting the group. Side slam Steeler down to the canvas.
That was devastating. That takes the air out of you.
Aaron Stride with an elbow to the chest from the second rope. Gets a count of 1, count of 2, only 2. Also coming up on this month's edition of the Eruption webcast, Justin Carino will be in action. You'll see the IWF Junior Champion Tommy Trouble. As we mentioned earlier, Steve Camacho takes on Antonio Rivera, and the IWF Heavyweight Champion Shawn Donovan in action against the mysterious Super Ninja.
That's a match I can't wait for.
Well, it's apparent that Rich Ross wants to soften up Donovan a little bit more, because next IWF live event, the next event, which is Evil Intentions weekend, you, Outlaw, will be taking on Donovan in a Texas death match. And let's hope that you can bring the title back to the Ross family as Dan McGuire scores an upset with the count of 3.
How did that happen?
Your winners, Dangerous Dan McGuire and Chris Steeler. And just like that, Outlaw, that lack of focus that I've been talking about for months in the Ross family continues. Travis Blake, he's worrying about the fans, he's worrying about the ref, he's worrying about the girls, instead of focusing on the task at hand. And another loss for the Ross family. Outlaw, you see why I should be the leader of the Ross family and why I should be the commissioner of the IWF. You're speechless.
This is unacceptable and unbelievable what just happened here.
Outlaw, I think you better go over there and find out what's causing all this. Lack of focus on the Ross family. Lack of focus. Big win for McGuire and Steeler.